Recording in progress.
All right, and we'll be starting in just a couple of moments. My apologies again for the delay. Almost there. Start video, polls. All right. Thank you for your patience. And again, thank you for your patience. I really appreciate your being here. My name is Stuart Creek. I'm with Simplilearn, and I'll be your host today. Simplilearn is the delivery partner for IIT Roorkee for the program in business analytics. We'll be sharing with you about the program. We'll be asking you a few questions during the session. Share with you what the program offers, how the program gets you job ready, enrollment steps, and I'll share with you a special bonus offer for being here today. And for your questions, please put those in the Q&A. I'm going to start our live stream now. Let's see if I can. One moment while I check on our live stream. All right. Good. Okay. Apologize for that delay. And let's move on. The Professor Anbanandam is not going to be able to make it today. That was one of the reasons for the delay, trying to get that resolved. Unfortunately, he will not be able to join us, but I will take you through the program. And we'll talk about careers in business analysis. And business analysis is really more essential than ever. The impact of the pandemic really transformed our world in a way that made data that much more important, because we've all had to move to more online ways of doing business, doing our work, doing transactions, buying and selling. And so companies and organizations have to deal with an explosion of data uh, where information that used to be collected in offline transactions is now all collected online, and that means the data can be used for other purposes. One example from the pandemic in the United States was a fast food restaurant that realized that once they implemented a mobile ordering app to let people order their food before driving to the outlet to pick it up at the drive-through, uh, they now had a new source of data about customer behavior. So their chief marketing officer was able to leverage that data to create new marketing programs and increase the sales of the organization. And this is an example of how, in unexpected ways, the proliferation of data sources means that organizations can change the way they do business, modify their business models, as long as they're able to extract meaning from all of that data. That's where data business analytics comes in. So it's not just a matter of having all of the data, but the data has to, for an insight, help the organization understand what's going on, what is expected to happen, and how to deal with it. So you have many career paths and roles that are available to you in business analytics. Here's a few examples: data analyst, basic level, 5 lakh a year, but a project manager, 6 lakh, and then moving up to business analytics, 8.5 lakh. These are average salaries, and so the upper potential in these areas is generally 50 to 100% higher than these numbers. So it's a really great opportunity. But to take advantage of this opportunity, and of course, business analytics applies in other management roles and other roles that you're in. So if you don't want to be a business analyst, you can apply these skills in the other positions that you have within the organization. But you need to understand business analytics itself, the statistics behind it, which are descriptive statistics about what has happened or what is happening, prescriptive statistics about what you should do about the future based on predictive statistics about what is expected to happen. There's data analytics tools, visualization, and dashboarding in order to be able to tell the story to management about what the data means. The techniques of regression that help you fit models to the data, being able to create hypotheses and explore those, and then being able to communicate, as I mentioned, communicate, adapt, and select the correct data models for the problems and the data that you're looking at. So moving on from that, question for you: what has stopped you to date from joining a program of this type? So have you been looking for a program with a comprehensive curriculum that covers all of those skills? Is it because you don't feel confident that you'd have the practical experience at the end of the program? Is it because you think you'd find it difficult to learn from a pre-recorded video program, or is it finding time in your schedule? Open for another 5 seconds. We'll close in 3, 2, 1. Full. And the main concern people have is not feeling that they have practical experience that would demonstrate the skills they've acquired. Behind that is finding a program with a comprehensive curriculum and finding time in your work schedule. And this is the reason why IIT Roorkee has designed this Business Analytics for Strategic Decision Making program. It has content and collaboration with IBM, and it's delivered by Simplilearn. It's a 6-month program, and it's delivered entirely online. So you do not have to go anywhere. You can do it from your desktop, your laptop, access much of the content even on your mobile device, and it's available 24/7 on the platform. But it's not based entirely on self-learning videos. This includes live virtual classrooms where you get to interact with the instructors. They get to ask you questions. You get to ask them questions. They take you through examples and case studies live. And in between that, you can do the prep work for the next week's classes or the homework for last week's classes at any time, 24/7. So it can be fit into pretty much any working person's schedule. We say it takes about a 10 to 15 hour per week commitment of time. Everything you need to do is on the same platform, so you don't have to download extra software or buy extra hardware. It's all available to you wherever your web browser works. End of the program, you will receive certificates from IIT Roorkee attesting to the fact that you've gained the program skills, and that's their certification that you are in fact able to do the things as a business analyst that they've taught you. You also get certificates from IBM along the way as you earn the completion of each of the component courses they teach within the program. There's a couple of courses among the different program modules, and I'll describe that in a moment. You also get access to IBM hackathons, Ask Me Anything sessions, and master classes, which are all valuable contact with folks in the industry. It gives you insights to how these tools and skills are actually applied in the working world. And you get access to Simplilearn's Job Assist Career Assistance Program, which extends for 6 months after you earn your certificate and which helps you with your job search. So all of these benefits are provided to you in the program. So IIT Roorkee is the 7th Institute of Technology in India. And it dates back 175 years when technology meant something very different than it does today. It has a student body of 8,000 students, faculty of 500. It is ranked extremely highly, number 1 in research and professional practices in NIRF 2020. So this is a prestigious institution and a valuable certification to earn. And as I mentioned, the connection to IBM is also very valuable because you get not just the courses that they provide for R programming in Python, but you also get access to the Ask Me Anything sessions, hackathons, master classes, and the certificates they issue are independent and independently recognized from the IIT Roorkee certificate. So this is we're very proud that this is part of the program. Simplilearn's Job Assist, as I mentioned, extends for 6 months after the program ends. And that means that you get access to formal services from IIM Jobs, which is our partner in India. This is for India learners. This program is designed for India learners, although it is accessible to people in other countries. This particular part of the program only applies to learners in India. You have free access also to webinars that Simplilearn provides on a weekly basis to help you keep your career on track. And the projects, case studies that you do within the program are the practical experience that you'll be able to use to demonstrate to your prospective employers or your current employer that you've gained the skills that you've studied. The IIM Jobs has three components. One is the job portal, which gives you access to their employer network, job search. It also allows you to do a job search without revealing that to your employer on some type of public board like DICE or Indeed or any of the other public job boards. This allows you to keep your search confidential and discreet. More important, I think, in some ways, are the resume review and the one-on-one interview service. Resume review allows you to work on your resume with a professional writer, and your resume, today's environment, doesn't go to a human being until it's passed through an automated tracking system and been vetted by an AI bot. The AI bot has to be able to look into your resume, see all of your experience, all of your skills, and match those up to the job description the employer's posted. You want your resume to be written in a way so that it gets filtered in through that process rather than filtered out. So it has to be written in a way the AI bot can access. Still, it has to go to a human being after that process. So if the AI bot passes you through, your resume will land on someone's desk or screen, and it has to be appealing to the eye. So a resume that meets both of those criteria of AI compatibility and human appeal, it's an art form that the professional writer can help you with. Similarly, with the interview service, you have to go through many rounds of interviews in order to become or to get a new position or a promotion. That starts with maybe a phone screen with human resources or the HR department, moves on to technical interviews with your prospective coworkers and supervisor who are going to be concerned with whether you have the technical skills to do the work. And then it culminates in the management type interviews where you'll be evaluated for your compatibility with the organization's culture, with your work ethic, you're willing to be a good teammate, all of those things. The different interviews have different flavors, and the ability to practice each kind with a human interview prep person is a valuable service. Again, all of these are accessible to you for 6 months after the award of your certificate. And these are services that you can use as much or as little as you want. This is not a job guarantee program or a job placement service, but it is a valuable set of services that will help to accelerate your job search. I mentioned the webinars, and we do these weekly with Simplilearn. We cover different topics, things like what skills do you need in data science, or what's the prospective outlook for the data science category next year. We do things like mini courses where you take a 1-hour sample class that teaches you a valuable skill. We have jobs search, career search advice webinars, and we also have soft skills development webinars that help you in the care and feeding of your career over time. All of these are free. These are available on a weekly basis, and they're available to you lifelong. So they help you keep your career on track. And then the projects that you do within the program will help you demonstrate your new set of skills. So once you do these projects, you can carry them with you in your portfolio and show them off to whoever needs to see them, whether that's a prospective new employer or whether that's your current employer to consider you for promotion. Things like the product mix optimization problem, the smart consumption problem for consumer consumption of energy, or being able to use data to understand customer personality and segment your customer base. So all of these types of projects are drawn from real industry challenges, and you have the opportunity to build your solution for these problems that you can show off. This program is available to anyone with at least 6 years of work experience. not an educational requirement per se, but you do need to have a interest in and a drive to apply business analytics. You do not have to come into this with any coding experience or technology know-how. You'll get everything you need in that regard during the program itself. So if you come in from an entirely different area, completely non-technical, if you're purely a marketer, for example, this is a way to gain the business analytics skills that will help you be more effective in your position or to pivot to a new position. So with that said, I would like to ask how much experience people have in our audience today. And I'll launch this. Who have 6 or more years of experience. So if you don't qualify at that level, you'll probably want to wait on this program until you do. But for those of you who do have that level of experience, I'll share with you the curriculum and how this is completely online. It allows you to manage the curriculum. It gives you your live virtual classrooms, lets you see your labs and projects as well as tests and assessments, and do the final capstone project for the program. It gives you tracking of how much progress you've made through the program and gives you prompts in case you're falling behind. And for every course that you complete, it gives you a certificate that unlocks the next course. And you have a community and a help desk that give you the ability to answer any doubts or blockers that happen to be working at 3 in the morning on a project and come across some stumbling block. You can ask for help. The curriculum itself is built up in a stepwise fashion. It starts with an orientation or induction session, which gets you familiar with that online environment, the learning management system, shows you what your full curriculum will be, familiarizes you with what the completion requirements are for each module in the program, and shows you where all the resources are online. Once you complete that module, you move into the foundations of data analytics. What data analytics is based on, how it works with data modeling, why it's important, and why the insights from data analytics are valid. Then you move into statistical analysis, in which you look at different ways that you can fit data models to the data based on the statistical modeling that's done. Different sets of data require different fitting to different statistical distributions. And so it's important to be able to understand which models fit which types of data. So use the right set of tools to understand the insights from the data. You'll start using R in the next module, and you will be trained in the R language. So this module involves the use of IBM to teach you the R language for data analysis. We'll then move into predictive analysis for business, which allows you to build models that look at historical data and extrapolate it into the future. And then prescriptive analytics for business, which allows you then to take those predictions and look at the what if scenarios for what are the different things that might happen and how can your organization prepare to deal with each of those contingencies. So that's really the basis of what prescriptive analytics is for. Then you move in a bit into more advanced topics, including data science and machine learning. So you understand from this module some of how machine algorithms can teach themselves and improve themselves as they access more and more data. So the more data that the machine learning algorithm encounters, the more it can refine itself and make better predictions into the future, fit the model better to the data. And this is an important emerging area in data analytics, business analytics. And the final module is business analytics for decision making. This is your capstone project. This is a 3 to 4 week period where you work with your instructor, meet with your instructor weekly to answer one of those challenges that I showed in the earlier slide. You get to pick the challenge that most interests you from the different domains and build your solution. Your instructor weekly, make sure that you're on track, that you're not getting stuck on any blockers or doubts and not going down any rabbit holes. And at the end of that, you will submit your project for assessment and evaluation, and that helps you earn your final certificate in the program. It also becomes a valuable part of your portfolio. Along the way, you can take any or all of the electives based on your availability of time and your level of commitment. You can take the academic master classes from the Roorkee faculty. You can take industry master classes from IBM and other industry representatives. You can do the Python program from IBM, mathematical optimization from IBM, and Python for visualization from IBM. So all of those things are available to you again on the same platform, no additional cost based on your level of interest and your time availability. They're all very valuable. You'll use a number of different tools and frameworks, and when we talk about using them, you aren't just exposed to them, you're required to employ them to build the solutions for each course end project and also for your capstone project. So at the end of the process, you'll be able to point to these and say, not only am I familiar with it, not only is it a buzzword I can put on my resume, but here's how I used it. You'll be able to show examples of how you built dashboards in Tableau, or how you built databases to manage the data for a business analysis project using SQL. This is extremely valuable again to you. Talked about the capstone project again, a 3 to 4 week period. You pick the one that interests you. You build your solution for it. You keep under the mentorship of your instructor, and you get the final as something that you can take with you into your future. Program coordinator, Professor Sharma is in operations. Professor Upadhyay is in management studies. All of them supervise the courses. You'll be taking master classes from them. And they supervise the curriculum as well. So these are the people who design this program and make sure that Simplilearn delivers it to their satisfaction. We talk about learner outcomes, and I'm going to share with you this short video from Sudipta, who will talk about his experience with the program. Let me restart that so you can hear it. I want to make sure that you get the sound as well. And here we go.
My decade-long experience in the business development sector has made me realize you must know how to analyze data and statistics to grow in your career. I plan to use the Business Analytics Strategic Decision Making course which I did from IIT Roorkee and Simplilearn to pursue the senior management roles. Hey, I am Sudipta Ghosh. I have 12 years plus of experience in business development. Currently, I am planning to launch my own startup with my friends. Recently, I realized the importance of data analytics for making business decisions. When I started my career, technology was not that vast and data is not readily available. But now it is. I have also realized that companies are looking for people with the knowledge of machine learning. So I decided to choose a professional certificate. Before choosing Simplilearn, I look for other platform too. But the course Simplilearn provides covers everything. The association with IIT Roorkee makes the certification internationally recognized. In fact, my journey with Simplilearn began when I took a course from SkillUp and I was really impressed. It made me confident about choosing this course. My experience with Simplilearn has been amazing. The course is comprehensive and covers subjects of my interest. It has R, it has Python, it has SQL, but also something I have always wanted to learn. Now I think I'm ready to make a new beginning. I'm going to change my domain from business development to big data, learning and analysis. I'm looking forward handling project and handling the profit and loss of my organization. I believe the learning from the course will be very beneficial there. I wanted to be in a senior management role and I believe this course will help me to get there. I want to thank my wife who has been very supportive throughout my journey. I am happy that we have such an amazing platform which actually quench my thirst of learning. You should never stop learning.
So, based on everything you've seen so far, what Sudipta just shared and what I've shared with you, are you interested in enrolling in this course? And I'll leave this open for about another 10 seconds. And we'll close in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll share with you the result. So 80% of you said that you are interested. I will now share with you how you can do that. We'll look at the enrollment steps. Very straightforward, and I will put into the chat this email address for you. Contact us at askus@simplilearn.net. That puts you in touch with the learning consultants who will then be able to take you through the application process. The main thing you need to verify during the application process is that you have the requisite work experience. There's also going to be an assessment test that talks about your aptitude and interest in business analytics. This is so that we have a good feeling that you're committed to completing the course successfully, because it's to everybody's benefit that you do that. And really, nobody wants to see you get into something if you don't have the skills and commitment to see it through. So this is one of the screening tests. Once you pass that, you will get an admission offer. The next cohort actually starts tomorrow although we do these cohorts on a regular basis. So if you can get started, contact ask us at simplylearn.net. The course cost is $1,49,000. This can be financed with zero interest financing at 4,946 rupee per month. And as a bonus for attending today's session, because you are here at this webinar today, you will get 15% off the program fees if you enroll right away. So please do contact ask us at simplylearn.net. If you're interested, they can help you get started, help you claim that discount. And a reminder, if you have an employer that offers tuition reimbursement, which some organizations do, they may be able to help you with the cost of the program as well. So please contact your HR or Learning Development Department to find out if you have that benefit. So for those of you who said you're interested, we just want to ask a quick question. How soon would you like to start? Are you ready to start tomorrow? Or would you prefer to start sometime in the next 3 months? Or are you looking further down the road? I'll close this poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And more than half of our audience are interested in starting with the cohort that starts tomorrow, or else within the next April-May cohorts. So this is great. Contact us at askus@simplylearn.net to get lined up and enrolled. If you're looking further down the road, still contact us at askus@simplylearn.net, and what will happen is we'll keep in touch with you over time and let you know about. So at this point, results for just a second. At this point, I would like to go on to our Q&A period. Back on the camera here. This is you're probably not quite eligible for it yet. You can contact us, ask that question of our learning consultants, and there may be some other options that we can help you with. This course is really designed for people who have more experience in the workplace, so it's kind of an executive course. What's the difference between business career is more promising? The data analytics is the more general version. It looks at data in every context. A data analyst might look at climate data and try to predict weather patterns and climate patterns, and that might be used in policy decisions about how to deal with new laws regulating the environment, energy consumption. Business analysts are going to look at the data specifically in the context of business sales, how the real world affects consumer behavior, analytics problems within the operations of a company. So it's a more applied discipline because it's focusing in on how data analytics is used in the business context. The skills tend to be very similar, although the business analytics field focuses in on a set of models and tools that are based on the kinds of data. That's the big difference between the two fields. Which is more promising? Both are very promising. Start a career applying it in other kinds of problems. If, on the other hand, you are focused on business and management, then business analytics is the better place for you to go because you'll want to learn the tools that will help you get ahead in that sector. What do we provide after this course, certificate or degree? Deepak, we provide a certificate from IIT Roorkee, as well as the certificates from IBM for the component courses that you We have a question. Can AI replace the data analyst and the data engineer? No, the AI can't replace them. AI can provide a new set of tools for data analysts and data engineers to use. The problem with machine learning and AI at this point is that it doesn't have the context that human beings provide to what the data is really supposed to tell them. So AI can look deeper or too obscure for radiologists. That doesn't replace the radiologist. It gives the radiologist a tool where they can give better information to the patient. Similarly, in data analytics for business analytics, AI can tell you things about consumer behavior, but it still requires human beings to understand what that means in the context of the business and what you should do about it. So, again, AI is a great enhancement to human skills, not yet a replacement. Malhari asks, I'm already earning more than 8.5 lakh. Will this be useful? It depends on what field you are in. If you are in a field where having the additional skills will allow you to move up in your organization, allow you to pursue promotion, then this is a valuable program for you. If you're looking to pivot to a new career, you have to look at the potential. If you're completely not in business analytics and your goal is to move into the role of business analyst, and you have to consider whether you'd have to start in an entry-level job in a new role like that, you have to look at the cost benefit from your personal perspective. I have 22 years of experience in education in India and the US. How can the course benefit me? So it depends on what part of the education section you're in on your if you are a teacher or professor, and that's your career and where you want to go, you probably aren't going to make as much use of business analytics in your career. On the other hand, if you're an administrator, if you're looking at the business of education, then yeah, understanding the analytics so that you can understand how, for example, the impact of the pandemic has affected your institution and where the future of your institution lies in the post-COVID world where so much of education is delivered online, like Simplilearn and IIT Roorkee are doing. So for example, you can be sure that the professors at IIT Roorkee did an analysis of trends of in-person enrollment and market opportunities for extending to an online audience before they designed this program and teamed up with us to offer it. So that's an example where if you're looking at that aspect of education, or if you're in the area of looking at the impact of education, its effectiveness, those types of things, that might be a data analytics problem more than a business analytics problem. But yes, understanding the principles is very important. Sorry about that. Clarify the content and modules of the course. I hope I did that through the stair step, and we will be sending you a link to this recording of the session so you can review that, freeze frame on that slide and see what the different courses are. I enrolled into the program last week. Will I still get a 15% discount? Mahari, please ask our learning consultants, raise that question with them. find out about that. 20 years of experience, 12 years in IT operations. So this is something that will help you either pivot into an analytics role or to improve your capabilities in IT operations. If you're staying in that field and you're going to look at things like, how do I predict workload and demand for our services? How does that correlate to our customer behaviors, seasonality, looking at all of those types of issues? How will changing a piece of equipment change the capacity of my operations? Those are all things that this type of analysis can help you with. And what is the difference between data science and business analysis? Data science, again, more general, and also concerned with looking for the general type of statistical model that fits the data. So the data scientist is going to look at an arbitrary source of data and start asking questions about what is the best model that fits this in terms of historical description. What is the best model that fits this in terms of projecting into the future? How do I build that algorithm? And so they're designing the solutions at that level. And then once they've done that, they've provided a tool that the business analysts can use. So business analysts need to understand about those principles of data science that have to do with, oh, for this type of data, I need to use this type of model. But data scientists go further into it and look at creating new models. What software should an aspiring business analyst know? So in this course, you'll be looking at R and Python because you're going to be looking into the internals of the data modeling. You'll be looking at Tableau for visualization in order to be able to help your users in your organization use it, and Power BI builds on that. So those are some of the examples. Ask learning consultants more about that. Sorry, I keep jumping that slide. My mouse wheel does that. I work as a support engineer having 2 years of experience. How this course will help me transition. If you have 6 years overall experience in the workplace, be eligible for the course, and then you can move into an analytics role through this course. If you're not at that level yet, you might want to look at some other alternatives from Simplilearn. Nearly two, okay. Madhav, I think the same answer applies to you. What kind of course materials are provided from the platform? So in the platform, you are provided with all of the ebooks, PowerPoints of the different lectures you're going to be encountering. You'll be provided with self-learning videos to help you prepare for upcoming classes and lectures. You will have a private virtual machine assigned to you to allow you to do online work. So you'll be able to do your R programming, your Python programming on that same virtual machine in the same platform. And you'll be able to do your case studies and your Capstone project all in the same platform as well. You will be provided at the end of each class with the class notes. You'll be able to take your own class notes on the platform, but you'll also be provided with the instructor's notes and data sets and other appropriate files that you need to use in order to do your projects for that course. So all of that is provided to you. Placement support after completing the program. I've described our Career Assist program for India learners, in which you have preparation for your resume prep and your interview prep, and then you have access to the IIM Jobs platform we don't do placement per se, but we do offer you those services to help you with your job search. Ashutosh asks a great question. Should I, from 22 years in sales and distribution, should you switch over to this career field? If you take the program, you will be able to switch over to the field business analyst and enter the career. You'll be qualified to take a job. What you might consider is how to use the skills of business analytics and combine that with your background in sales and distribution so that you take your domain knowledge, combine it with this new set of skills, and create a new and more powerful career path for you in sales and distribution and management, so that you don't go into just being a business analyst, but you go into using analytics to improve supply chains, sales processes, marketing for your organization. So that might be a avenue for you to pursue. For how many years will the business analysis certificate be valid? So the certificate is indefinitely valid. I mean, there's no expiration on the certificate. It says that you completed the courses at a certain date and time. With the rapid changes of technology, as Sudipto shared with you, you'll want to engage in ongoing education to top up your skills. So that's something that you'll be able to do through IIT Roorkee and Simplilearn over time. You won't have to take the same program over, but you may take other skills courses and certification courses on a smaller scale to come up with new tools as they come out into the marketplace. But it's not a matter of the certificate expires. It's not like a license or that type. For a game developer, what program is needed? So that's an interesting question, and we have a number of other Simplilearn programs that might be valuable for a game developer. For business analytics, you know, the main thing for game developer working or game development companies is using business analytics to understand their markets, predict demand, that type of thing. So this might not be a program for a game developer if your object is to actually create the storylines for the game and the interfaces. You might look at some of the other programs we have, especially in things like UI and UX development. That takes us to the end of the Q&A questions. I'm going to take a quick look through our chat window just to make sure. Okay. Anurag mentioned in the chat that you've been waiting since 8:50 p.m. and I apologize for that again. We had a difficulty trying to work out with Professor Nandaram that didn't finally get worked out, so I apologize for his absence as well. Down here. Is 8.5 lakh per annum the highest salary that we offered? No, the ranges go much higher, and you'd want to look at something like Glassdoor India or Indeed India and see what salary ranges are offered, especially in your local area. Don't have any work experience. Should I leave the webinar? We will have a recording sent out to you. We will send an email with a link to this recording. Just going through. Can I get career assistance beyond the 6 months? The career assistance program is really limited to the 6 months after the end of the program. You can start it earlier while you're in the program. You can enroll. Is it important to have more than 5 years of experience to be a business analyst? Not to be a business analyst, but for this program, there is a requirement to have the 6 years of experience because this is the program is designed to take you into some fairly deep areas of analytics. And okay, and that takes us through the chat as well. So with that, I'm going to answer one last question. Are there scholarships or fee waivers available for exceptional candidates? Anurag, I would check with ask us at simplilearn.net to find out whether any of that is available. Do get the 15% discount for being here today, so that is available to you. With that, I'm going to ask one last question of the audience. And this last question is, do you need assistance? Do you want us to reach out to you and help you get enrolled? If you would like to get a proof of attendance for being here today at this session, please answer yes to that and we will reach out to you. Oops. And I will leave this poll open. For just another 3 seconds. All right. So about 40% of you asked for us to reach out, and we will do that. With that, I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you especially for your patience with the delay that we experienced today. And my apologies again for Professor Ramesh not being available. But we will hopefully get him or one of his colleagues scheduled for a future edition of this webinar. In the meantime, you can go to that QR code in order to get to the IIT Roorkee Business Analytics Program page on Simplilearn. I will put that into the chat for you so that you can see that. And you can grab that URL from the chat or the QR code. Contact us at askus@simplilearn.net. And again, thank you all for being here. Remember that you received the 15% discount, and you will receive a follow-up email with that information and the link to the recording. So we hope we can welcome you into the learning community with IIT Roorkee and Simplilearn. Thank you so much.